Okay, now we're going to move on to the PlacePiece function. Okay, so what this does is obviously it places a piece on the board, and then it gives us another piece, and they keep on stacking up until it reaches the top of the board, and then the function fails and the game ends. Okay, it also checks for lines as well once the piece has been placed or put on the board. Okay, so there's three things we've got to do here. Okay, just a recap: we've done the draw board function, the draw piece, and the drop piece function, and then we went on to the process inputs function, and then we programmed the move left function, and then we programmed the move right function, and then we had some issues with that because it was moving too fast, so we went back and did the process inputs function, and then we moved on to the rotate piece function. So we're done with all of that. We've only got the PlacePiece function to do and the ClearLines function, which is a sub-function of the PlacePiece function, or a secondary function. The PlacePiece function being a main function, so let's do that first, okay, or a primary function. Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay, so the PlacePiece function, it's going to be generally true, and it's computer controlled, so we return true, so it's generally true. Okay, however, if it reaches the top of the board, we want it to fail. So we're going to choose a local variable for the top of the board, and if it goes out of bounds at the top of the board, then we're going to fail the function and the game will end. It will stop giving us pieces and it will stop placing pieces on the board. So let's call this out of bounds. It goes out of bounds off the top of the screen. It's a local variable, so this is our flag variable for this function. Okay, this is going to be a true-false variable. It's only specific to this function, that's why it's a local variable. Okay, so it only works in this function. Okay, so we want it, if it is out of bounds, then we want the computer to fail the function. We want it to return false, but otherwise we want it to return true. Okay, so only if it's out of bounds, then we want it to return false, otherwise we want it to return true, generally speaking. Okay, so we need to check the piece in the Y direction because we're checking if it goes off the top of the board. So we start the loop with the Y iterations. Equals 0 to 3, and then we go on to the X iterations. Equals 0 to 3. Okay, and then we check a location on the board, and we can get that from either the move left or a location on the piece, and we can get that from the move left or move right or rotate piece, or drop piece, sorry. So we can get that from here. This just checks if it's a place or a location on the piece is not empty. We've been through that before. Okay, it just checks if it's filled or not. So is it filled? Is it filled? Does it have a block in it? Okay, so we're just checking these blocks here for every piece of every rotation, no matter what the piece or the rotation. Okay, and then for a place on the board, the expression is, we can get that from the rotate piece function. The expression for a piece on the board, Tetris piece on the board, is this. So let's just copy this and place this here, and we want to store the piece on the board, so we just set the location of the piece on the board to the current piece. Okay, and then after that we also want to check if it reaches the top of the board. Now at the moment, we haven't generated any new pieces, so this is just going to go to the bottom of the board and place the piece. Okay, but we're going to come on to that in a short moment. Okay, so just for now, just imagine that, or pretend that we've done that when it places a piece on the bottom of the board, then another piece is going to come. We're going to do that in a minute because it's very simple. I just wanted to get this point out the way. Okay, so when it reaches, so you get one piece and then you get another piece on the top, another piece, until it reaches the top of the board. Okay, so if it reaches the top of the board, okay, the upper limit would be a piece reaching the upper limit would be current piece Y. We're checking in the Y direction and the Y iteration, and we put less than 3. That's when a piece would reach the top of the board. Then out of bounds is true. Okay. Okay, so this if then statement is a closed statement. Then we need to close this if statement with end if, and then we need to close the for next loop and the other for next loop. Okay, so this will check if a piece has reached the top of the board. Okay, and it can't move any further, it's stacked all the way to the top. I will just explain this if you're not too familiar with it. Hopefully you should be by now. Okay, we did the left of the board in red and the right in green and the bottom in blue. So that's when it reaches the bottom of the board, which is in the rotate piece function. Okay, and that's where you find that expression. But we want to check whether it reaches the top of the board. Okay, so whether it's all completely stacked up. Okay, so this is where this would happen right here. You can see current piece Y plus Y iter is less than 3 for this piece here. It's for this block here, it's equal to 3. Now it's equal to 4. It's actually equal to 4, 5 and 6. Okay, here it's equal to 3, 4 and 5. Here there's one piece for the Y iteration that is less than 3. Therefore the function will fail. Obviously it will hit the piece here. Okay, because it can only place a piece if the board is not empty below it. Okay, that was specified in the drop piece function. Okay, so that's that there. Obviously 23 minus 3 is 20. It's a 10 by 20 board. Okay, so that's that piece there. Okay, we're going to also we have to check for lines as well. So we've already got a separate function for that, ClearLines. So we're going to copy this and we're going to put that, and we need to check for that immediately after it decides whether to return true or false. As soon as it places a piece, we check for the lines. Okay, so let's test that out so far. Obviously it's not going to give us another piece yet because we haven't told the function to give us another piece once it's placed a piece on the board. We need to do that, but let's just test what we've got so far. Okay, and it places the piece. Okay, and run it again. I can rotate, move left, move right, and it places the piece. It doesn't disappear. Okay, but we need to keep on replenishing the pieces. This is pretty simple. So after ClearLines, obviously ClearLines function is blank. We're going to get onto that next time. So we need to reset the piece. So the current piece X, we need to reset the position first, and current piece and the Y position 0, so it starts in the middle of the board, and current piece rotation is equal to 0. Okay, and we we need it to select a piece as well. So current piece, we need it to give us a piece, yeah? We're going to select one randomly from 1 to 7, okay? And then it will return true and go through it all again. Okay, so let's test this out. Okay, and hopefully it'll give us another piece. Oh, same piece again. Same piece again. Well, it seems to be kind of working, but it's given us the same piece. Hang on, let's try run that again. Okay, they're all the same piece, so it selects one. I'm trying to think what's wrong here. Hang on. Current piece. What is the variable for current piece? There we go. It's actually current piece, not cur piece, like I've got here. Okay, so where's my function? I can just click on the left here. Go to the function, PlacePiece. That's the program we were working on, or the function we were working on. They're all kind of like mini programs. And just change this to current piece. Okay, so let's check that out. Okay, and yes, it places the piece on the board. Okay, give me a little bit of a worry there. Oh, it's got 2 the same. Does it give 2 the same? That's interesting. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, that was just some weird, freakish, random event there that just happened to happen. You know. Oh, no, there's 2 there. Hang on a minute. Does this look good? Okay, it is fairly random, which is good. It's something to do with the timer clock, maybe, or the speed at which it's recording the video. Okay, also you notice it's not clearing the lines because the ClearLines function is empty. Gosh, I think I've invented a new version of Tetris. Just fill up the board as best you can, and don't worry about completing lines. Just see if you can do it. Kind of like pentanimals, really, which is where Tetris originated from. So we also have to test. I can't do it. I can't do it. Uh-oh. Okay, we also need to test when it reaches the top of the board. And there we go. And it stops. Okay, so it's working. Let's test that out one more time. Sorry, F5. Okay, and let's just hold the key down and stack them all up. Okay, and now I can't do anything. Let's stop. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so then we move on to ClearLines, and we're done with the PlacePiece function. Okay, thanks for watching.